All right, Honorable Hannes, dear guests, somewhat contrary to expectation, I'm going to talk about China today. A major theme in my work on economic systems is that attempts at major reforms or even thinking about reforms can be described as a walk in the dark. We rely on incomplete mental models when faced with complex phenomena. I use the term social models and divide them into social design models and social fit models, which are normative. Today, I talk about the social design model favored by many economists, namely the democracy constraint, also called the dictator's dilemma. My topic is one of the biggest social experiments in history. China's current attempt to reach the world productivity frontier for major 21st century high technology industries. President Xi Jinping plans to approach and reach the frontier in the next 10-15 years and break the democracy constraint and show that it is an invalid social model for the 21st century. China's economic miracle lasted from about 1980 to 2012, or until the year when Xi took power. The cracks could then already be seen. Productivity growth had come almost to a halt, and economic growth was maintained by inefficient investments in infrastructure and real estate. Corruption was endemic in the economy, the public sector, and it had also contaminated the party. Other major problems included pollution, inequality, and deteriorating foreign relations. Consumerism had spread at the expense of Maoist socialist ideology. China needs growth. The party legitimacy and power depends on growth, and substantial future economic growth depends on restoring productivity growth. According to the dictator's dilemma, a dictator cannot build a high-income economy with world-class productivity levels. Only countries with open economic systems and open political systems can reach that level. The modern scholarly argument in support of the democracy constraint, in a simple version, is that long-term growth at the highest level requires a state that is strong enough to tax and finance necessary infrastructure and public goods. High-level growth also requires independent, civic-minded citizens who need not fear that the state may grab their resources and abuse their rights, which strong states are liable to do. Civic organizations can balance free citizens and a strong state, and also generate civic virtues. Civic organizations are organizations that are not part of the state. For instance, business associations, labor unions, and political associations. But free civic organizations and autocracy are incompatible. They do not create social equilibrium. But President Xi has correctly concluded that the democracy constraint hypothesis has not been tested against 21st century technology, such as digital technology, artificial intelligence, and the like. And he is now carrying out such a test. Consider recent policy measures that Xi has taken. Let's look first at the political system and civic virtue. His measures include first reversing past economic and political trends toward decentralization, reforming the party, and concentrating power in his own hands. An active party cell is now required in all organizations, including business organizations. One-man rule has replaced collective leadership. A social credit system has been set up to monitor citizens as well as private and public organizations. The system has access to internet data from facial recognition cameras, and also uses databases containing information about taxes, finances, health, criminal charges, etc. Individual behavior is graded and rewarded or punished according to the grades received. Artificial intelligence will be used to identify early undesirable social trends, block the trends, and possibly reverse them. And now if you look at the economic system and frontier technologies, we see that Mr. Xi has made plans to reach frontier level status for great many important high technology industries in about 15 years. China, for instance, plans to lead the world in artificial intelligence by 2030. China's new industrial revolution will be based on hard digital technology for increasing productivity in the means of production, and not on soft digital technology of consumer software that was the previous focus. The location of the frontier economic activity moves inland from the coastal regions to urban centers in the north, along with the required manpower. Private firms will be allowed to participate in the new revolution, but they are firmly guided by the state, which will select and prioritize projects and directly or indirectly control the flow of venture funds. Private investors, therefore, have strong incentives to invest in areas favored by the state. Now comes the question, will President Xi Jinping succeed in using digital technology and artificial intelligence to create civic-minded individuals with an entrepreneurial spirit? Will the technology help party bureaucrats to find high-quality projects? Does the dictator's dilemma no longer apply? That is the question. If China succeeds to grow at an annual rate of 5%, by 2050 the country with the economy will be twice the estimated size of the US economy, and 3 times larger than the US if 7% is growth rate is 7%. China will dominate the world, which is a favorable development for those who like Chinese food. If China grows at 2.5% annually until 2050, the economy will be a little larger than the US economy, and per capita income about half of that in the US. Finally, if the Chinese economy stagnates, the party is likely to protect its legitimacy by relying on chauvinism, perceived threats from abroad, and warmongering, and then we will all be in trouble. Thank you.